Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. Today's my birthday, my 46th birthday, which is basically what this layout will be about today. This video is part of a YouTube hop with fellow DT members over at my little scrapbook store. And I want to thank them all for joining me on this YouTube hop. I also want to thank you for stopping by my channel and watching. If you don't mind stopping at everyone's YouTube channel, the links to everyone's channel is in my, or rather not channel, to their video is in my description below. So for this layout, I am using some Kiwi Lane templates. I'm using the Fancy Frills, and I think it's the Paisley Place, if I'm not mistaken. Those are the two that you see here that I'm cutting out. I'm using this stripe for my on the Fancy Frill one, which is going to be in the background, and then the Paisley Place, I just want to make sure that's what it's called. Yeah, Paisley Place is going to be the one that is going to be in front of it. I will be using a pink paper, which is a basil textured cardstock, as my layout base, as well as a cut file that I created on Silhouette Studio with the numbers 46, or rather 4 and a 6, because they're not actually attached. Right now I am inking my edges, and I'll be inking mostly all the edges of this layout with the Distress Oxide in Worn Lipstick, which is a nice pink, and it worked really well with this paper collection, which, if I'm not mistaken, this paper collection is from Pebbles, and I purchased it a while back from my little scrapbook store. So I liked using this Kiwi Lane template because it's one of their new ones, the Fancy Frills, and I really liked how it gave it a little pizzazz, and I wanted to make this layout fun because it has been a really tough year, and honestly, I was really dreading, as excited as I was to do this YouTube hop, I was really dreading my birthday. So as you see, I just placed it at the bottom of my page, but that's actually not where it's going to go. And I don't know what I was thinking. I actually adhere it down, and then I'm like, wait, that's not right. And actually flip it upside down the way it's supposed to be. So yeah, I was kind of dreading this birthday, which I will not be adding a picture of me on my 46th birthday, because my birthday is today as you're watching this video, and obviously I had to record this video ahead of time. But you will find, if you look on Instagram and Facebook, on any of my social media platforms, you will see that there will be a picture of me from today. So I'm also using that banner, which is also a Kiwi Lane template, and I just like the simplicity of it. I wanted to make it as, I could have backed a cut file, but I wanted to incorporate Kiwi Lane because I really enjoy using them. Sometimes when I'm having a creative block, it does help me come out of that block by, using it instead of cutting paper and wasting stuff. I could put it down on my table and kind of get an idea of what I want to do. So I'm actually going to cut each one of those little banners out of different paper, and then I'm going to cut one full complete piece out of like a Mylar silver paper from my stash. I've had it for a while. Here you see that I've already done all that, and I actually used the tiny attacher from Tim Holtz to attach each one of those little flags to the Mylar. And it's really cool because it's mirrored, so you can see the these papers are double-sided, so you can actually see the other print on through the little mirror. It's really cute. So 46 is going to be placed just about there, but I think I actually put the 4 higher than the 6. And you're going to see that I'm going to use some plastic, like a plastic, something that where embellishments came in, like oh my God, I can't even think of what it's called. Like packaging. There you go. Packaging. That's what I wanted to say. I'm using packaging to back my file so it could be clear. And I'm also going to use vellum once I place my sequence into the numbers. So as you can see, I'm just going to glue it down, and it was a little difficult to use wet adhesive. I probably should have used my regular glue, like dry adhesive, because it would have glued faster. The wet adhesive kind of like slipped around until it actually dried in place. So hindsight 2020, use a tape runner. And probably don't put the adhesive on it while you're on the plastic. So I'm just going to trim around my number, and it will actually turn out perfectly. I had to let it sit for a little bit so that it would actually adhere, because the plastic is not porous, so it took a lot longer for the adhesive to dry. I love using my Tim Holtz, my big giant shears, because it just, you get one swoop, one cut, and boom, you're done. It is a little harder on these little intricate cuts, and I do end up changing to my smaller scissors when I do the 6, which I don't think I do online. I think I actually do that one off camera. And actually there I'm using it now, as you can see, for the smaller cuts, because it does get into the nooks and cranny a little easier. So I'm just going to trim around the edges. I'm adding a little bit more adhesive to little areas that did not glue down, and I just want to make sure that it's nice and stuck together, because I wanted to add some little glass beads that are tiny, and I didn't want them to slip out. I didn't want to have a mess. So now I'm going to trace the 4 and the 6 out of vellum, and the vellum will serve as my backing. I do use some foam tape behind the numbers, or rather in between the vellum and the number, so that I can have like a little frame, and my sequins and other things that I put in there can move around, so that they're not like kind of stuck together. And you'll see me do that shortly. And all I did was used some fun foam, and also probably should have used dry adhesive, or rather a tape runner, because it did take a while for it to dry, and it was a little annoying to say the least. So here I'm going to add my glue, and this is when I realize, oh, I shouldn't have done so much glue on the entire thing. I should have gone, little by little. But it is what it is. At first I was planning on just sticking the vellum down, and then I was like, that's not going to work. How is it going to work? It won't be, it needs a little space in between the 2 frames so that it could actually move, the stuff can move around. So luckily I am not going to put you through the torture of watching me do this to both numbers. So just bear with me as I finish up the 4, and I am sure that I will be skipping ahead a bit. I did have to put something heavy, and I think I used my Distress ink on top of the foam just to kind of hold it in place, especially the spots where I kind of made little, turns, and like I did at the top part of the 4. All in all, I love how this cut file turned out. If you really want to know what the font was, leave me a comment below, and I'll look it up in my Silhouette Studio and see if I could figure out which one it was. So here I am adding my sequins, And I have tons of sequins. So I just added different colors that matched my paper. And I used like red, and I used green, blue. I did a couple tones of blue. I did some silver. I did some just clear ones. I also used some little hearts that I had that are like holographic. And once everything was in its place, I just... Oh, well, I'm sorry. I am going to make you watch me cut the 6 out. I will back it with this vellum. And it really turned out great. You can't see the imperfections. You can't see where the glue dried a little bit on the plastic. Nobody's going to look at it that closely and like they're not inspecting my layout. So it's perfect. I love how it turned out. After struggling, trying to figure out what I was going to do, I'm really happy how it turned out. So here's a little trick. If you need to cut out the middle of something, just slightly fold it, make a little cut, and then you can slip your scissor in and you can get in and cut what you need to cut out, just like I did here with the 6. So I'm slipping everything back so that it's not on the foam. And I'm just going to add adhesive to the foam pieces and then add my vellum. And again, I had to add something heavy for a little while, and I'm pretty sure I used my Distress inks to just kind of keep the vellum on top of the foam so that everything would just dry adhered together. And you'll see me put everything together, and I'm going to show you a close-up of the number 4 while the number 6 dries. You're going to see that right in about a second or 2, maybe 5. So yeah, see, so it really did turn out awesome. I really love how it came out. And here you'll see the 4 as I bring it up close. You can see all the different colors, and you can see the back of it. And it even looks great if I would have used the vellum on, in front of it. But I really wanted to have that pop of color nice and vibrantly showing through the clear plastic. So here's something that I was trying to figure out what to put as a border on that white sprinkle paper. Like I felt like it was just so plain, and I find this happy birthday to you, and all of a sudden I remembered that I had some of this birthday party like streamer roll thingies that I had made flowers out of a while back, and I was like, ooh, I could make like a kind of like a ruffle type thing. So I'm going to use some of this score tape, and I just use a really thin one, and I'm going to just basically peel back little by little this tape, and I'm going to like ruffle the I guess this is like a crepe paper. I'm not even sure what it's called, but you could see me just kind of going back and forth and just ruffling it up. And I love how that little detail, it gives, the different type of paper gives it a completely different look, gives it more texture. It also, gives it a little dimension. So I'm just going to adhere it all across my page, and then once that is all completed, I will add that Happy Birthday to You strip, which is a manufacturing strip from, I believe it was a striped paper from this collection, and love how it came out. You can see me checking it out here. I also kind of scrunch up the paper to give it a little more like puff. So here I decided how much I would need. I cut some off, and I have extra, left over, which I just, I have no issues throwing it out. It was just a little piece. And I do try to fold in that edge just so it looks a little better than just the torn piece. And yet that is a Pebbles collection. I just saw it on the strip. I was going to back it up, but then I figured it wouldn't look as good when the number's on top. So I just put it flat up against the that crepe paper. So now I'm trying to figure out where my 4 and my 6 are going to go. And I really like that. I was going to use another Kiwi Lane template, and it was going to be like a little tag, but I ended up running out of space, and I'm just happy with the way it looked at this point, because I also needed space for my picture. So here I'm just adhering my numbers, and I'm just adding a thin line of glue to the edges behind the white, the foam, so that it actually sticks to the paper and you can't really, I mean, I don't think you'd see it through the vellum anyway, but you know, I just wanted to make sure that you wouldn't see it. So there it is. I'm basically done at this point, other than adding the title, which will be stamped, and I will be using a L Studio title builder stamp set. And if I'm not mistaken, it's volume 2. I'm going to use This Is What, and that's what I'm going to stamp up on the left side. And then below the 46, I'm going to use a set of thickers that says, and it's going to say looks like. So my title is going to say, This Is What 46 Looks Like. And I used that little sweet, which was from a random sticker that was hanging out on my desk. And I'm going to also use a couple stickers from this Amy Tan book, because the colors were perfect. And I found Celebrate Today, which I'm going to place above the banner. And these are clear stickers. I really wasn't loving how the clear sticker looks on the textured cardstock, but you know, it is what it is, and I really wanted to use that sticker. I'm going to use this paper, and at first I cut 2 photo mats, but there is absolutely no space for 2 3x4 photo mats, so I'm just going to use one of them, and I'm actually going to use the striped side. See, this is where I realized, yeah, 2 is not going to happen, unless I maybe place it below, but I was happy with just one picture. So I'm going to adhere my little photo mat down. I'm going to add a few more stickers. I end up using from that Amy Tan book, one that says Mostly Good and one that says Full of Gratitude. And I do use a couple little golden hearts that are also clear stickers from this collection. And to finish off my layout, I am going to scatter and glue down a few pieces of the sequins that I used in my 46. And you'll see me do that in a minute. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Thanks for the love. I really appreciate it. It has been such a rough year so far, and I really appreciate everyone's comments, and I'm looking forward to the month of September. I have so much going on. There's definitely a few different collabs, and you know, you guys inspire me to continue making videos, and I really appreciate it. Have a great day. I hope you have a wonderful month of September, and I will see you all soon. Stick around to the end of the video where you'll see close-ups of the layout, plus other videos that might interest you. And don't forget to go visit the other ladies that are involved in this YouTube hop. Have a great day.